Since 1981, the Eagle Valley Land Trust has been working to protect land for our community forever. And now it's time for the next chapter of conservation in Eagle County.
When we first started doing this work 40 years ago, there was a ton of land to conserve. Our community is growing very quickly. What the founders of EVLT realized is that to shape the community into a community that they wanted to live in, you needed to make investments in the future.
What we're all about in Eagle County is not just wall-to-wall condominiums, it's land, it's trails, it's opportunity to get into the backcountry. You know, I think when we all moved here, I've been in the valley for over 30 years now, there wasn't as many people. Edwards wasn't a town when I first got here, and I think it's changed. And so what some people perceived as being open space forever was really just an undeveloped parcel that was waiting for development.
One thing we've learned is that open spaces need to be built and secured proactively, not retroactively. It doesn't work like that. You can't move a development once it's already there. Developers shape communities. They physically build communities. And they do that in partnership with open spaces because people want to build where people want to live. All you can do is think forward. So that is why we are working and why we've been doing this for 40 years is to make sure that we have open spaces for communities that will eventually build around them.
One of the words that always attracted me to the Land Trust was perpetuity. And we had early questions about how do you save enough money? How do you raise enough money for perpetuity? And I think what we believed and what we still believe is that if we preserve it, you know, people will come.
Eagle Valley Land Trust has been developing new community programs that help identify and reduce barriers to accessing nature, particularly for local youth with partners like the Eagle Valley Outdoor Movement.
Eagle Valley Land Trust will continue to accept donated conservation easements. Our new strategic plan is all about leveraging our resources and our partnerships to get big, complicated conservation projects done. So we'll be working with community partners to identify priorities for conservation for people and wildlife. And all this work will depend on the important partnerships and the work we've done up until now.
There's a ton of open space. Not all of it is accessible to everybody in our community. The goal of EVLT is to bring those open spaces closer to people's homes.
We've been developing new projects that are increasingly ambitious and complex, requiring innovative new partnerships and approaches to protect large swaths of wildlife habitat, key migration corridors, and winter ranges.
Eagle Valley Land Trust has been actively looking for ways to be on the cutting edge of conservation, especially in our community. We're listening, we're trying to understand what are our community needs, how can land-based solutions be part of that conversation.
I think we heard the message loud and clear. Let's preserve what's on the valley floor. Let's preserve what's, you know, close to our neighborhoods.
Everybody's voice has a much bigger impact than they think it does. When you reach out to us, when you share your thoughts, whether you see one of our staff members at a community event, you take our survey, you send us a comment on Instagram, we take that seriously. We don't forget about what you're saying. That helps us paint a picture of what our community needs.
Our mission and our priorities going forward will be to, I think, use the input we get from the public to identify those parcels that are still out there, that are important to people. And if there's a way to get it done, we'll figure out how to get it done.
Sustaining our way of life is going to take time and energy. And it's a long and slow process, but it's going to pay dividends in the future.
Protecting the lands that we depend on starts and ends with community. We need your support to continue investing in our shared future. Every volunteer hour, every acre conserved, every donation makes a difference.